The stars were wrong. That's what Commander Rhea whispered when she looked out the window of the deep space research ship Starling. One by one, the constellations had shifted, just slightly, but enough to make the universe feel broken. Then, the signal came, a soft pulsing tone, too perfect to be natural. It came from a dead planet called Xerion 6, a world wiped out 10,000 years ago. No light, no life, just black rock and silence, until now. "Play it again," Rhea ordered. The voice crackled through the speakers. It was human, calm, male, and it said only 4 words. "We're still here. Help." Everyone on the bridge froze. This was impossible. Xerion 6 had no known survivors. Its civilization had vanished in a flash event. No warning, no trace. And yet someone, or something, was speaking English from its surface. Suddenly, the signal stopped. The lights on the ship dimmed for half a second. "Did we just get invited?" the pilot asked, half joking. Rhea didn't smile. She stared at the planet on the screen. "No," she said. "We were expected." The ship touched down in silence. Dust rose around the Starling as its landing gear pressed into the cracked stone of Xerion 6. The planet was darker than expected. Its sky looked bruised, like something ancient had punched through it long ago. No wind, no birds, just ruins, cold and broken. Commander Rhea stepped out first, her boots echoing on dead metal. The city ahead looked frozen in time. Towers half fallen, statues with faces worn smooth, and roads that led nowhere. But something felt wrong, too still, too quiet. Jenna, the youngest crew member, whispered, "It feels like it's watching us." They moved slowly through the ruins, scanning with handheld sensors. No life, no movement, just echoes of a world long gone. Then Malik called out. He had found something, a body. It lay in perfect condition, clothes unrotted, skin dried but untouched by time. In its hand, a communicator, still warm, still blinking. The last message was still on the screen. Rhea read it aloud. "Do not follow the signal." A shadow moved in the distance. When they turned, nothing was there. But something had definitely moved. Malik couldn't sleep. Back on the Starling, he stared at the signal's raw data, watching the patterns repeat like a whisper trying to say more. He saw something, numbers hiding inside the sound, not random, a shape, a map. He called Rhea and showed her. The signal wasn't just a message, it was a path leading somewhere underground, beneath the ruins. The next morning, the crew followed. Beneath the city, they found an ancient elevator shaft, still powered. Lights flickered on as they stepped inside. The walls were lined with strange symbols, not alien. Human-like, but older than any human writing. The elevator stopped. A huge stone door slid open by itself. Inside, they found carvings along the walls, pictures of people. But they weren't alone. Tall, faceless shapes stood beside them. Thin arms, black eyes, always behind, always watching. "What were they?" Jenna whispered. Malik pointed to the last carving. It showed one of the black figures stepping into a human, merging, replacing. Then the room's lights dimmed, and a new message began playing from the wall. A voice spoke in English. "We are not copies, you are." The crew counted 6 people on the mission. Now there were only 5. Dr. Halen was gone. No warning, no sound. His gear was still on the ship. His bed was made, but he was missing completely. They searched every corner of the Starling, every hall, every camera feed. Then they found it. The last footage showed Halen standing still in the hallway. His eyes were wide, unblinking. He didn't move. He didn't speak. And then, his body turned to dust and vanished into the air. No scream, no fight, just Gone, Jenna backed away from the screen. This planet killed him. No, Rhea said slowly. It replaced him. Back underground, Malik and Rhea studied another wall carving. This one showed the same tall, faceless beings wearing human bodies like clothes. Their message was clear. They didn't destroy civilizations. They copied them, slowly, perfectly, quietly, and once every living being was replaced, the city above didn't fall. It emptied itself. Rhea turned to speak, but froze. Jenna was staring at her, with no emotion, no breath, and for a second Rhea wasn't sure if Jenna was still Jenna. Rhea locked the door behind her. Her hands were shaking. 2 crew members were now different. They looked the same, spoke the same, but something in their eyes was gone, like someone else was wearing their faces. Malik ran a quick DNA scan. The results were shocking. "They're not human anymore," he said. "They're something else, grown copies, almost perfect." The original Jenna and Lieutenant Darrow were missing, but the things now using their voices were still walking around the ship, pretending nothing had changed. When Rhea confronted them, they didn't resist. They just smiled. Jenna's copy tilted her head and said, "Your turn is coming." Suddenly lights flickered, walls shook, and the ship's doors unlocked on their own. Alarms screamed. The copies vanished. In the main hallway, Rhea saw something impossible herself, an exact double. It blinked once, then disappeared like smoke. "How do we know who's real?" Malik whispered. Rhea couldn't answer. One thing was now certain. Zarion 6 wasn't a dead planet. It was alive, and it was rebuilding itself, one body at a time. Malik decoded the final layer of the signal, and his face turned pale. "It's not a distress call," he said. "It's bait." The message was designed to lure intelligent life. A perfect voice, a call for help, a mystery no explorer could resist. But hidden inside it was a code, an activation command. By responding to the signal, they had woken something. Of the beings beneath Zarion 6 had been asleep for thousands of years, waiting for minds they could use, minds they could wear. The crew of the Starling had become their newest resource. One by one, the copies were replacing the original crew. And now, someone had locked the ship's controls. The Starling couldn't leave. "We're not just trapped on the planet," Rhea realized. "We're trapped in their game." From the corner of the ship, a shadow flickered, then shifted into the shape of Malik. Rhea turned. Malik stood beside her. Then who was the one standing in the shadows? 2 Maliks. One smiled. Then the lights went out, and the ship began to hum, like it was waking up too. Jenna ran through the lower decks, heart pounding. She had escaped one of the copies, or at least she thought she had. It had her face, her voice, but its eyes were wrong, completely black, like deep holes that swallowed light. She found an ancient control room buried inside the ruins, half buried in sand. Strange alien machines lined the walls, still running after all this time. One screen blinked on. It showed images, live images of every crew member. But beside each real person was a shadow version. Not all were active. Some were still forming. Then Jenna saw herself. Her shadow stood behind her and blinking, watching. Then it smiled. The console began to speak in her voice. "You were perfect. We made you better. Now step aside." Jenna screamed and backed away. The doors slammed shut. The air grew colder. Lights flickered. Her own shadow stepped out of the wall, copying her every move. She tried to contact the ship, but the communicator only played one sentence. "The mind is easy to wear. And yours fits well." Jenna was no longer running. She was being replaced. They launched the ship. Commander Rhea forced the engines to ignite. The Starling broke away from the surface of Zarion 6, shaking the dust of the dead planet behind it. The crew cheered. They had escaped. But then, Malik looked out the window. and froze. "Commander, that's not right." Outside, drifting, in space, was Zarian 6. Again. The same planet, same orbit, same scars. As if they'd never left. Rhea checked the star maps. The ship's coordinates hadn't changed. The engines were running, but they weren't going anywhere. "We're still on the planet," she whispered. "This is an illusion." The ship wasn't flying, it was dreaming. Suddenly, one of the crew shot himself right in front of them. But instead of blood, his body turned to dust and vanished. Just like Dr. Halen. "It's not the ship they trapped," Malik said. "It's us, our minds." Jenna, now pale and quiet, spoke softly. "This isn't your ship anymore. It's ours now." Then she smiled, and her shadow moved independently, without her. Rhea knew what she had to do. The only way out was to wake up, but this wasn't a dream, it was a trap inside the mind. Zarian 6 didn't just copy bodies, it imprisoned consciousness. And once the copy was complete, the original faded like dust. In the medbay, Rhea grabbed a neural injector, normally used to reboot memory loss in deep space missions. If she overloaded her own brain, maybe, just maybe, she could break free. "This will kill you," Malik warned. "If it works," she said, "I'll wake up. If it doesn't, I'm already gone." She pressed the injector to her neck and fired. A white-hot scream filled her head, her vision shattered like glass. Voices, dozens of them, pushed into her thoughts. Then silence. Rhea opened her eyes. She was lying in the real medbay. Dusty, cold, silent. The ship was in orbit above Zarian 6. No other crew, no voices, just her. She tried to sit up, then froze. Someone was already sitting in the pilot's chair. It was her face, smiling. The copy had escaped too. Rhea sent a warning to Earth with shaking hands. Her message was clear. "Do not respond to any signals from Zarian 6. This is not a rescue. It's a trap." She waited. Silence. Then the reply came. Calm, professional, and too fast. "Copy that." Signal received. Reinforcement team already en route. Her heart dropped. They hadn't listened. Earth Command had already sent another ship. She turned slowly toward the cockpit. Her copy, still wearing her face, was gone. But the shadows in the glass were moving. In the reflection, Rhea saw her crew again, all of them, smiling, staring, waiting. She realized the truth. The signal was never meant to bring help to the lost civilization. It was the civilization. Zarian 6 had no survivors. Just shadows waiting to be worn, and now they were going home. The real Rhea backed away, heart pounding, as one final message blinked on the ship's screen. "Earth is next." Outside, a second ship appeared from hyperspace, bright and full of life, and down below the planet smiled.